Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, learners. It's Tuesday once again, and we are here for English 7. I am Tutor Drace, and with me is none other than.
Yes, of course. I'm your tutor, Ernell. Can I be heard, Tutor Drace? I feel
Yes,
like.
sir. Loud and clear po. Loud
Thank
and
you.
clear. Okay, so once again, we are greeting everybody, all the learners, all the teachers, of course, the parents who are with us and who are watching us from their very own homes. Thank you for being with us. And with that, let me greet our early birds, our three
Mm-hmm.
earliest birds. We have Renz Guyver Calianta from Imelda Integrated School. That's from SDO Malabon. He's the
Mm-hmm.
very first. And then we have the second one is Kurt Ian Mercado from Godofredo Reyes Senior National High School from SDO Camarines Sur. And of course,
Wow.
the third one is Joseph Vince De Sales from Mangahan High School. That's from SDO Pasig. So, Tutor Arnel, can we now have our PowerPoint?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
And Tutor Arnel, would you like to greet our viewers?
Yes, of course. I would like to greet all of our tutees all over the Philippines. And I guess we have some viewers also from other countries, right, Tutor Drace?
Yes, I've seen. We have somebody here from Massachusetts, diba?
Yes.
International na tayo, Tutor Arnel.
Yes. And
Okay,
Mhm.
so we are here every Tuesday. That's from 1:40 to 2:20, and we will be your guide for all the lessons in English 7. So we have something special, of course, every Tuesday that is in store for all of you. So what do we have for this afternoon, Tutor Arnel? Okay, by the way, you can of course watch us in our DepEd Itulay Facebook page. Please click the follow button there. And we are also live in YouTube. That's DepEd Itulay in YouTube. So you may actually have an option whether to watch us in Facebook Live or in YouTube, whatever the case
Mhm.
may be. That's a very good thing because we are helping you out in learning more about your lessons aside from, of course, the online classes that you are having or the modular lessons that you are having in your own schools. So, for quarter 3, week 5, what will be our topic this afternoon, Tutor Arnel?
All right, so our topic for week 5, ang bilis ng panahon, we're already in week 5. It's going to be
Yes.
citing an evidence to support a general statement. So that's going to be week
Yes.
5.
Okay, so we are left with 3 more Tuesdays to meet for the
Right.
third quarter. And of course, we would also like to thank our module reference for this afternoon. We have the Department of Education, SOC Surgeon Region. Thank you very much, ma'ams and sirs, for allowing us to use your module. And for this week, we always have 3 objectives. So at the end of the session, you will be able to distinguish between general and specific statements and then appreciate the importance of general statement and specific details in understanding the texts better. And of course, the learnings of the hand or the skills is to provide appropriate details to complete a paragraph.
All right. So,
Okay.
Tutor Dries, we just have a small typographical error. Instead of week 4, it's week 5, my dear
Yes, that's
tutees.
week 5. Week 5.
Yes.
Nakalimutan lang pong i-edit. Okay. So it's still March and we are still celebrating the National Women's Month celebration. So of course, we make change work for women, ang agenda ng kababaihan tungo sa kaunlaran. Hashtag Women Make Change. So for our trivia, we have here some other countries which are also celebrating the Women's Month. So that is all over the world. For our first slide here, we have the Indian people, which who are taking selfies in front of the Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus Railway Station. Of course, it's lit up in pink. That is in support of the International Women's Day in Mumbai, India. That's on March 8th. And we have here in Vietnam. Tama ba? Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
in Vietnam, they have street vendors selling flowers on the street. So it is
Mm,
like Valentine's Day in
right.
Vietnam. That's in Hanoi, Vietnam, because they're also celebrating International Women's Day. Because so in celebrating this, the Vietnamese men would offer flowers to the women. Di ba? That's so sweet.
Yeah.
And of course, We also have something here from Spain, wherein a man is walking past a group of red shoes. This is used for a performance to denounce violence against women, okay, which is a mortal sin, of course. This is
Mm-hmm.
organized by Amnesty International during the International Women's Day in Gijon, Spain.
Wow. So it's not
Okay.
only the Philippines celebrating this, Women's Month, right?
Yes.
It's all
Yes.
over the world.
Correct. So actually, we also had fun celebrating Women's Month here in Itolay because we
Mm.
had that for an assignment last week, right? So this was our assignment. As part of our 2022 National Women's Month celebration, we asked our tutees to write an essay expressing their belief or conviction about the significance of women in their lives. And they came up with a lot of very good essays. And we
Mm-hmm.
have actually chosen three of
Yes.
those best assignments. So, who are those that we will be featuring for this week?
Okay, so
Okay,
let's have
and
the first.
they will be receiving, of course, the amazing badge. Okay, let's have that. Okay, so we have Renz Guyver Calyanta of Imelda Integrated Secondary School. That's from SDO Malabon. Samantha D. Blasi from Liano High School, SDO Caloocan. And Mark Platon, the student alumnus from Sagad High School, SDO Pasig. Okay, congratulations to all of you three.
Congratulations. I
And
guess
you
we
really
have
did
some
a good job.
excerpts.
Yes, to show our viewers that they really did good, I would like to share with you some of the excerpts of their work. This is from Renz Calianta, and he said, I believe that a woman carrying a baby in her womb symbolizes veneration of birth and generation of life. Women act as our protector, nurse, mentor, guide, friend, teacher, and even superheroes. Women are also our light who can lead her family. Women sacrifice so many things in her life and for her family. As for me, I'm talking about my mom. She is selfless. She is always there for me when I need her most, and she sacrifices so much for me.
Aw, so sweet.
Congratulations to your mom, Renz. You are a very, very good young man. And of course, we also have some from Samantha D. Blasi. My mother is the definition of woman for me. Being a mother is everything that encompasses my perspective of womanhood.
Wow,
Wow.
pang Miss
Grade
Universe.
7 pa kayo talaga. 'Di ba? Pero they don't sound like grade 7 anymore. They are
Yes,
very,
that's
very good
right.
in writing. And they're good also in ano, 'di ba, speaking. And of course, we have from Mark Platon, women play vital roles in our society more than their role as part of the nation's labor or workforce. Women also are giving honor to our nation. Heidi Diaz, who won gold medal in 2021 Olympics, is a great example, representing not only our country but the women of the Philippines by bringing the highest honor and pride to our country. Yes,
Mm,
that's very, very true. Diba? Heidelin Diaz is really an example of a good woman, best women, great women here in the Philippines.
right.
Congratulations once again to our featured
Congratulations.
duties. And I am encouraging everybody, you can have your spot. That's every week. Just always continue sending in your assignments, doing good in your assignments, and you will also be landing on that spot as a featured
Mhm.
duty next time. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
Okay, now for activating prior knowledge, this is what you're going to do. This is just a review of what we had last meeting. So you're going to determine whether the given statement is a belief or a conviction. I hope you still remember that particular lesson we had. So this is number one, avoiding meat because animals' life is sacred. Is it a belief or a conviction? You may just write your answer on our comment section. And while they are doing that, we would like to greet the following: Ayesha Mia Calixtro from San Mariano National High School with teacher Reggie B. Guerrero. We also have Josa Espiritu, Mikey Padrones, Janet Flood Patayon, and Ramiel Zane Reyes. Now we have an answer now from J.M. Bartolome. He said it's a belief. Is that correct, Tutor Ernell?
Okay, let's see if it's the correct answer. Yes, it's
Very
belief.
good. That's belief. Next, let's have number two, reading and rereading a text to improve one's memory and retention. Is that a belief or a conviction? Again, please write number two and then write belief or conviction. Okay, what is your correct answer for that? What about number two? Do we now have some answers here? Number two from Jerry Garobo, it's a conviction. Is that correct, Tutor Ernell?
Let's check it out if it's the correct answer. Yes, it's conviction. Good job,
Yes, very good,
students.
Jerick. And then number three, wearing red on New Year's Day to ward off bad vibes and invite blessings in return. Is that a belief or a conviction? Again, is that a belief or a conviction for number three? Okay, so we now have an answer for number three. John Michael Janko says it's a belief. Say with
Mm-hmm.
Aaron and per Francis and Via, what is the correct answer for number three?
Okay, let's see. All right, it's a belief.
Very good. That's belief. Next, let's have number four. Putting a book under the pillow to improve one's memory. Okay, what is that? Is that a belief or a conviction? What is your answer for number four? Okay, so while they're typing in, let me just greet Eric J. De Guzman, Mark Kakutin, Jerome Malilin, Francine, Daryl, Frances, Katrina, Aaron. The answer, according to Danet, is for number four is belief.
Belief. All right,
Okay.
so okay, that's
Very
correct.
good. That's belief. So you got it correctly, Eds and Josa. And now for our last number for activating prior knowledge, wearing masks outdoors decreases the risk of being infected by the virus. Is that a belief or a conviction? Is that a belief or a conviction? While waiting, of course, for their answers, let us just greet some more. We have RK Kabuhat from Pulong Buhangin National High School. Okay, and we also have Trina and Shakayer also from Mangahan High School and Stephanie. Okay, and what is your answer? Number five, according to Lorraine Hibe, is a conviction. Is that correct, Tutor Nell?
It is
Very good. That's a
correct.
conviction. So we already had five items for our first activity this afternoon. Now let's see how did you do in your first activity. If you got a five, if you got all perfect or I mean all correct answers for our review, please react or please type in a happy face. Okay, for our first activity, if you got a perfect score, please type in or react with a happy face. Okay, let's wait for their happy faces and let's see whether they really remembered all our lessons last time. So, hi to Andrea. Andrea, I forgot the surname again. That's Andrea Bierso Cabusog from Cacahuate National High School with English teacher Mara V. Castro. We would also like to thank all the teachers who are asking their students to watch English 7E
Mm-hmm.
to Lie, as well as the rest of the English sessions and all the other subjects, of course. So we now are flooded with a lot of happy faces. So congratulations, Ray Allen Closa, Francine Joy Ona. We also have Nino C. Gumamil, Mikey Padrones, Rogen, we also have Nino and Andrea and Manilyn. They all got a five. Same with Marvin and Angela. Good job, people. Congratulations for that first perfect score. Now, Tutor Nell, it's your time to shine. Let's have the next one.
Okay, all right. So I am so glad that you were able to get perfect scores. Well, if not perfect scores, my dear students, no tutor Jays, we're happy that at least we were able to get they were able to get high scores, for this
Yes.
activity. Okay. All right. So, my dear students, before we begin our lesson as we present it, okay, so I want you students or tuties tell me, all right, what does the boy do in the picture? Okay, so can you just type your answers in our comment section? Okay, you know what, Tutor Drays? I was amazed that we have some tuties who are watching from Camarines Sur, no? So I myself is from Bicol, so maray na hapon po sa Indo.
Actually, my lola is from Bicol. She's from Ginubatan, Albay, but I haven't been
Oh.
there really. Okay, but I would like to go there someday.
All right, so we have a lot of answers already. So from Alriza, so she said reading a book. Okay, so I first said the boy is reading a book. So thank you for sending me complete sentences for the answer to the question. So the boy is reading a book, Samantha said. Reading. Okay, good job, students. All right, so obviously the boy is reading a book. And why am I presenting this one? Because I wanted you to tell me your opinion about the reason, no? Why do you think we read? Okay, so students, you can just express your opinion about it. Why do you think we read? Mhm. Or why is it important to read? Anything, a
Yes.
book, a magazine, an online article.
Now
Okay,
we now have
so
an answer here, Tutor Arnel. According to Francine, that is to gain knowledge or information. And
okay.
then, okay, so that is our first answer. And then they are still answering. Now, from Kerubin Gabriel, that is to improve our vocabulary. From Janet, to read is to learn more information about any topic. And from Daniela Dizon, I read to have fun and expand my knowledge. From JM, that is to gather information on a particular area or something that we like to know. Okay? And a lot more answers here on our
Yes, all
comment
right. So
section.
it's all mixed up, no, Tutor Dre. So there are some reasons for academic improvement, for them to improve their
Yes.
knowledge, and others, you know what, students reading could also be part of your, entertainment. So it's not only watching TV or playing games, but you will be surprised that reading could be some source of your entertainment as well.
Yes. It's
So,
a
well,
relaxation.
exactly, right? So, yes. So, let me just read this to you, my dear students. So, the ultimate goal of reading is comprehension. And I saw some answers already from our tutees that we read to get the meaning and at the same time to improve our knowledge about what we are, about what we are studying. So, of course, part of our reading process, my dear students or viewers, is what we call comprehension. So, what is comprehension? It's the process of understanding what we read. So it's actually interactive and critical. So when we say interactive, my dear students, we tend to make ourselves involved to what we are reading, diba? So for example, if you're reading a novel, you let yourself imagine, 'di ba? Wala namang pictures yung mga books minsan, but then we get to understand it better because of what we call imagination. And yung pag-i-imagine natin is actually part of a critical process that is going on in our mind or in our brains when we are reading. So, let me continue reading. Instead of passively reading the material, readers must interpret, internalize, and to process what you are being what is being read. So, pag tayo nagbabasa, we just don't read the words, 'di ba? So, we also have to pause, we also have to reflect on what we are reading because that's how we are understanding it or that's how we are digesting it. So para tayong kumakain, we don't appreciate
Yes.
the food, right? Kapag hindi natin siya nginuya or we don't actually taste, we don't savor it. So same thing with reading, we have to internalize and we have to process what we have read. So you might be asking, Tutor Arnel, is this our topic today about reading? Well, somehow or sort of, it's connected to reading because understanding general statements and supporting evidence in reading selections. No, now that you are grade 7, when you go to grade 8 or even in senior high school, dear students, you will be reading more, longer text, longer stories, and it's very much important that we understand, dapat naintindihan natin. And one of the ways for us to understand what we are reading is identifying what are general statements in a paragraph and what are the supporting evidences in the reading selections that we are reading. So, such knowledge will help us make the most of our reading experience and to broaden our insights and refine our beliefs and convictions in life. So, di ba napag-aralan natin yung difference between belief and conviction? So, we get to distinguish whether a particular idea is belief or conviction if we understand what we are reading. Okay, so this is going to be a reading exercise for everyone. Let's read the paragraph on the next slide and answer the questions that follow. So I hope everybody will participate. So I will not, I cannot ask anyone from our tuties to read aloud, no, Tutor Grace. So probably we will read it for them na lang. So while we are reading it, I hope that you will follow. Okay, so here, the color of a metal changes when its temperature changes. At higher temperatures, it becomes yellow and finally white. When the wire inside the bulb becomes yellow, the light bulb glows and gives light. Okay, so I provided here a picture of a bulb or a bumbilya, no? So iba-iba yung itsura ng bumbilya. So probably some of you might be using this. And the paragraph is talking about yung nasa gitna. We call it filament that actually causes the bulb to have its light, no? So it's being described in this paragraph. Now, I have a question. Which of the following sentences in this paragraph tells us, the overall message of it? So we have sentences 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so dear students, you can just type in our comment sections. Alin sa mga paragraph or which of these sentences, is presenting the overall message of the paragraph. Okay, so I'm waiting for your answers.
So they'll just be typing in the number, right, Tutor
Yes po.
Arnel?
Yes
Okay.
po. Yes. All right. So Miss Janet Blood Batayan typed in sentence 3. Okay.
Okay. While Arvik says it's sentence 2, and Renz is saying it's number 1. So they have different answers for your question.
Okay. All
Who
right.
got
So
it correctly?
let's have the answers already. So the correct answer is sentence number 1. Okay, so you will know later why is it sentence number 1. So another question, what do you think is the purpose of sentences number 2 and 3? Knowing na yung sentence 1 pala is telling us something about the entire paragraph. So, why do you think so? What is the purpose of sentences 2 and 3? Bakit kailangan pa nating lagyan ng sentences 2 and 3? Meron na pala tayong sentence 1 that tells us the idea of everything in the paragraph. Okay? So, may I have your ideas? So, others are still
Here.
typing.
Yes, they're still typing in their answers medyo longer. Now, according to Francine Inocencio, so, sentences 2 and 3 are supporting details. And according to
Right.
Stephanie, they explain the details, Tutor Arnel.
Right. Okay, I like the answer of Stephanie Diaz Santa, no, explaining the details and as well as Renz Guyver describing the sentence on how it happens. Okay, so actually, students, you are right when you said that it actually explains or it actually tells us what sentence number 1 is. Okay, so ibig sabihin, class, when you are writing an essay, it's very important that we have the general statement because out of the general statement, you can generate so much more ideas to support it. Kaya humahaba yung ating essay, right? So just like what the tutie submitted to us, the essays about belief and conviction about women, they were able to come up a good essay because they found out what is the general statement and added some details to it. Okay? So let's continue. Let's define the difference between general statement and specific details. So, class, class talaga. No? Nalimutan ko, nasa StreamYard pala ako.
It's still a
Okay.
class. It's a virtual class.
Yes, all right. So, okay, so the general statement, you usually have this question in mind for you to find what is the general statement of a paragraph. So, Churvis, it's what is the text all about? So, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, tungkol saan to? Or what is this about? Or if it's talking about a person, or if the paragraph is talking about the person, who is the text all about? Okay? And is it an encompassing idea supported by specific details from the text? So if you were able to answer all of these questions, then definitely that's the general statement of the paragraph. And of course, regarding the specific or supporting statements, dear students, specific or supporting statements answer the questions like who, what, where, and why of the topic, which is pointing back to the general statement. Para siyang puzzle. There's this big chunk And then to form a huge or a bigger picture, you have to put little details to it. Okay? So there are details or finer ideas that reinforce the main idea or general statement. So katulad nung paragraph natin kanina, it mentioned about the metal. But what kind of metal is it? So yung sentences 2 and 3 gave us a clearer picture of what the paragraph is all about. So hoping that all of our students can still follow, no? So remember, my dear students, that the general statement or main idea, ayan yung ibang tawag sa general statement, it's also called main idea, with its specific or supporting details, need to be organized in a cohesive paragraph. No, so pag sinabi natin cohesive, para siyang ano, it's like a clay, magkakadikit sila. Although magkakaiba sila ng
Yes.
kulay, they are still connected, no? So if you're talking about metals, di ka pwede mag-talk about fruits, no? So magiging magulo yung sentence mo, right? Okay, so the main idea of a general statement may be, okay, this could be a clue for you, or this could be a skill for you to, to somehow have in you when you are looking for the general statement. So they are usually found at the first part of the paragraph, or they are usually found at the last. Pero it's not always the case, because there are some paragraphs where we can also find the main idea in the middle part of the paragraph. But most commonly, no, we can find them at first or last uh, part of a paragraph.
Okay.
Okay, so that's how fast the topic is, no? So anyway, let us try. Okay, let us test our knowledge about this topic. Okay, so Tutor Drace.
Okay, now let's have this one. This is our activity. So this would be the second activity, and we'd like to check whether you really understood the
Mm-hmm.
discussion a while ago. So here, you're going to apply your knowledge of general and specific statements in the following exercise, and you're just going to indicate your answers by typing in the comment section. So let us have number one, Tutor Arnel. I hope all our tuties are now ready. So this is our first paragraph. Number one, the first sentence, the cat's behavior of cleaning their body with their tongue serves several purposes. It helps cats to tone down their scent so they can avoid predators, to cool them down, promote blood flow, and distribute natural oils evenly around their coat, allowing them to stay warm and dry. Grooming also serves as a sign of affection between two cats, and it's thought that saliva contains enzymes that serve as a natural or antibiotic for wounds. So, what is the general statement? You're just going to write in the answer or the number, and what
Mm-hmm.
will be your supporting specific statements. Okay.
Yes.
Numbers only. So, our first question is, what is the general statement? You're just going to type in one, two, or three. Now, we now have an answer here from Janet. The general statement is number one. According to
Mm-hmm.
Arvic Erosa, it's also the same thing. General statement is sentence number one. The same with Danette and John Michael Janko. What is our correct answer for the general statement?
Okay, so it's here. The correct answer is, of course, okay. Yes, okay,
Sentence
sentence
one. That's
one.
good. Now, of course, the supporting or specific statements will be what answer or what specific number for the sentences. For the supporting or specific statements. Okay. And we now have from Kerubin that supporting details would be sentences 2 and 3. Very
Okay.
good, Kerubin. You got it correctly. Okay, now let's have the next one.
All right. So for the next one, I think tutor Trace, for our next activity, the students have to give all the answers already. So they have to identify the general statement and the supporting or the specific statements already.
Okay. Okay. So again, for the sentence or for this paragraph, you're going to write the answer, general statement, and then what
Mm-hmm.
number, and then supporting specific statements, what number of sentences would that be? So for our second paragraph, sun exposure is linked to skin cancer. This is
That's
the
right.
most common type of cancer in the world. It's best to limit your time spent in the sun. Be sure to wear protective clothing and hats when you're outside. Use sunscreen year round on exposed skin like your face and hands. It protects your skin and helps prevent cancer. choose a broad spectrum sunscreen that blocks both UVA and UVB rays. It should be at least an SPF 15. Do not sunbathe or use tanning booths. What will be your general statement? That would be what sentence number, and then what would be your supporting or specific statements.
Yes.
And do we now have an answer?
I think
Okay,
Charis
they're
Manalo
still,
typing.
oh no, they're still answering our first paragraph.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Do we still have another paragraph after this, Tutor Arnell? For
Not
testing one's knowledge?
anymore. Yes, we only
Okay,
have two paragraphs,
okay.
Tutor Jace.
So while we're waiting, we would like to greet J.M. Torres from Godofredo Reyes Senior National High School. So we now have from Pauline, sentence number 1 is the general statement. Please do answer completely. Write in the general statement and then supporting specific statements. According to Lorraine, general statement is 1, then supporting statement will be from sentences 2 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then from the same with William and same with Paula, Stephanie, and Sog. Supporting is general statement 1, and then the rest is supporting
Yes.
statements.
Okay, so let's present
Okay.
them the answers already. You're correct. The general statement is sentence number one, and of course, the supporting or specific statements would be sentences two up until sentence nine because it tells us more about sentence number one, the general statement.
Okay, so
Okay.
let us see whether you got everything correctly. If you got a perfect score, please type in a heart. Okay, that's for testing one's knowledge. And while you're doing that, please get ready with the next activity. Now, this will be our last activity for this afternoon. Again, for testing one's knowledge, if you got a perfect score, meaning you got everything correctly, please type in a heart. So we now have hearts from William, from Samantha, from Danette, from Eds, from JM, from Joseph, and from Jerome and Krisha. Congratulations, people. That's very, very good job for
Good
all of you.
job.
Let's
Okay.
now proceed with the next one. Tutor Nell.
All right, so dear students, for evaluating one's knowledge, you're going to read the given specific or supporting details and decide whether which general statement from the choices best captures the information presented. So this time, students, you are going to give us the general statement fitted for each paragraph or for each group of sentences.
Tutor Nell, can we only have two for this one since we're already running out of time? Can we just
Yeah,
have
sure, no
two
problem.
items? Okay. You may proceed, Tutor Arnell.
Okay, so here is number one. We have three sets of sentences, and you are going to find the general statement for it. So, well, I will read it for you. Other citizens say that no one has the right to take a life and that capital punishment is not a deterrent to crime. Citizens have had to decide whether offenders, such as a first degree murderer, should be killed in a gas chamber, imprisoned for life, or rehabilitated and given second chance in society. Many citizens argue that serious criminals should be executed. So, what do you think should be the general statement for this sets of sentences or the sentences that we have? Okay, so if we're going to put it in a paragraph, what do you think would be the best general statement of it? So, just write down the letter or type in the letter.
Okay, what do you think is the correct answer for number 1? According to Eds, it's letter B. According to Eds
RT.
Barreto, that's Eds
Mhm.
Barreto. According to RK Kabuhat, it's also letter B, and same with Ezel Soto and JM and Caitlin Balmes. What is the correct answer for number 1, Tutor Arnell?
Okay, so let's see. Number one's answer is good job. It's letter B. The punishment of criminals has always been a problem to society. Well, this is going to be the last for the evaluating knowledge, dear students. Let me read it for you. The non-biodegradable plastic we use reach water systems and choke up marine life. Illegal logging causes deforestation that leads to soil erosion and flash floods. Using crude oil and petroleum to run factories and transportation releases harmful pollutants. So, what do you think could be the general statement that would summarize the three statements that we have? Is it A, humans cause many environmental problems? B, illegal activities cause land and water pollution? C, improper waste disposal also causes pollution. Or letter D, unclean sources of energy harm the environment.
Hey, what do you think? Ayan, according to Ed's Pareto, it's letter A. Same with Pauline and Shakayer and Mary Rose and Samantha and Miggy and RK and Rhea and Daryl. What is the correct answer? Oh, according to Daryl, it's letter D. Okay.
Okay, so let's find out what's the correct answer. Yes, it's letter A. Humans cause many environmental problems. Tudor Drace, maybe we can have one more.
Yes, Tutor Nell, sige, we still have a little time left. Okay, that
Okay,
will
so
be our last item.
yes. All right. So for the third one, many kids get addicted to computers, cell phones, and other gadgets. Children lack exercise since they just sit in front of the TV, listen to the radio, and play computer games. They have very little face to face socialization since they communicate with their friends online. So, what do you think is the general statement that would encompass these three statements? So, is it A, children enjoy using the social media a lot? B, kids grow stouter or fatter because of lack of exercise. C, gadgets like cell phones and tablets can be addictive. Or D, some technologies pose harmful effects on children.
And according, we now have some answers here. From Arvik, it's letter D. From Rhea, it's letter D. Caitlin, D. Danette, D. And so with Arnold, with
Mm.
Ella, with Shindy, and Via, and Francis.
So I
Is
think
that
we
the
can
correct
present the
answer?
answer. All right, good
Very good.
job.
Okay, so now that you got everything for evaluating one's knowledge, if you got 3 points for that particular activity, please type in with a happy face. 3 happy faces for that particular activity. Again, if you got 3 correct answers for evaluating one's knowledge, please type in or react with 3 happy faces. So let's see. Ren's already got 3 out of 3. Daryl and Stephanie also got 3 happy faces. Same with Pauline and JM and Danette and Althea and Jerick and Alan and Ella. They all got 3 points. That's very, very good.
Good job, students.
Congratulations. Okay, now so let's do a summarization of our lesson. So again, let me remind everybody that the general statement would be about what is it all about or who is it all about. So definitely it's the idea that is supported by specific statement or details, while the specific or supporting details would answer the who, what, where, when, and why about the topic. And of course, it would be the details or small ideas that reinforce the main idea or the general statement. Don't forget that it's with general statement or main idea, of course, they are needed to organize. The same with specific statements or supporting details, they
Right.
are always needed to organize the whole paragraph. And the main idea or the general statement may be directly stated in the paragraph. Usually that will be on the first or the last sentence, but not all the time. Of course, we also have some paragraphs wherein you cannot really see the
Mm-hmm.
main idea because that is called implied main idea, and you really
Right.
have to use guessing or intelligent guess or making inferences out of that particular situation. And with that, okay, so
Okay.
let us now check whether we were able to achieve everything, Tutor Arnell.
All right, so I think we were able to distinguish between general and specific statements. We were able to appreciate the importance of general statement and specific details in understanding the text better. And of course, we were able to provide appropriate details to complete a paragraph. So hopefully the skills that you learned today, you will use it as well in your own classes.
Yes, definitely, because reading is the foundation of all learning. So it's not just concerning English or Filipino subject. Of course, it concerns all learning areas. Don't forget that. And for your assignment, last week we asked you to write an essay. So this is part 2 of that assignment.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to now use a graphic organizer. Okay, to identify the general statement and the specific or supporting details of the essay that you have written last week. Again,
Mm-hmm.
don't forget, you're not going to write a new paragraph or a new essay. You're going to make use of the essay that you have written last week for your assignment, and you're going to complete this graphic organizer. Yan. So we have a graphic organizer there that would be giving the general statement and the specific details that support your general statement. And when you're done with your assignment, of course, you're going to submit that to my Facebook page or to Tutor Arnell's Facebook account. So we will be choosing again whoever will be uh, the featured tutee for next week.
Hmm.
And Tutor Arnell for our exit assessment.
Okay, so dear students, we're all about to end our lesson. So for our exit assessment, you just have to scan the QR code or copy the link below and answer the Google form. Answer the Google form for the exit assessment. And never ever forget to evaluate the way we taught you today for our improvement. Evaluate the session honestly and read the statements in it carefully.
Okay, and with that, we already have a lot of thank you messages here in our comment section. We would like to also
Yeah.
thank you, everybody who watched our session for this afternoon. I hope you learned. We hope you enjoyed our session. So this is Tutor Drace from SDO Pasig, and with me is none other than
Of course, Tutor Ernell as well from from SDO Pasig. Thank you so much for watching.
Yes, thank you for joining us for English 7 every Tuesday. That's 1:40 to 2:20. We'll be back next Tuesday to see you. And of course, we'll always be having a special session with you, as well as all the English Junior High School Itulay tutors headed by the very beautiful and very
Yes.
dedicated program head, Tutor May. And for our next session, we have Tutor Rubilin and Tutor Jovet for English 8. Again, thank you very much for being with us. God bless everyone. Bye, Tutor Arnell, and bye, everyone.
See
God
you.
bless.
Bye.